All right, folks, here we go. Race number 1. Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen on the front row. Juho and Yannick Gunther on the second. Dylan Steinbach, Mike Marshall have the third row. Cody Kennedy, Max Gunther on the fourth. Kirk Marble and Brian Hewitt rounding out the top 10. Ryan McDaniel starting in 11th. Nicole, that's what she said. Kriesel in 12th. One of the smaller fields we have seen this season. A lot of drivers do not like this track. This one's going to come down for the drivers just to grin and bear it, get through it, try not to lose too many points. Some very close points battles in the top 5. And with Giancarlo not here today, that could really shake up the top 5 in points. All the drivers on the grid ready to go. The Porsche pace car leads them away. Half a lap around this 3.36 mile 20 turn track. Will Hello Kitty hold on to the front all morning long. Don't forget, going into race 2, the top 7 from race 1 will invert, so whoever wins race 1 will start in 7th for race number 2. As always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. A lot of these drivers do listen in, love to know their fans are in the stands. It is interesting to note that this is the most hated track that these drivers have ever gone to. Definitely going to be an interesting morning here in Austin. As they head toward the final turn, Adam Barker will be in control of the start. The Porsche pace car is on pit road. Out of that final turn, here we go. They are down and away. Green flag is in the air. Up into turn 1, nose to tail, Juho right there. Down the hill into the S's, no problems yet. Everybody made it through turn 1. And we're going to make a quick fix, folks. Don't go anywhere. Our apologies. We're just fixing an audio issue right quick. And we're back. The top 4, a little bit of breathing room now as Max Gunther back in 5th, loses some ground. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. Ryan coming into that sharp left-hand turn. Oh, just gets on the power and spins it. So easy to do right in that turn. Adam continuing to lead, followed by Yuo. A lot of drivers really utilizing the track limits here. Track limits were a major concern coming into this morning. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, as we are seeing a lot of drivers pushing the track limits all over the place. Adam Barker, the only driver to have practiced this week, has put some breathing room between him and Yuo. Down through the S's, you see those little yellow bumps there. If the drivers have to be extremely careful of those bumps, they can send the car flying. Could bring somebody's race to an end if they overshoot. And you see a lot of drivers pushing the track limits on corner exit as Nick Sorensen now battling Max. Oh, contact. Max goes around. And a stack up in that turn. And oh, some very close calls. Let's take a look at that from another angle. Battled down into that sharp left-hander. Sorensen has the inside line. Max tries to cut down on the apex, goes around. Then the stack up comes. Max Gunther has slipped back now to 10th place. Sorensen still holding on to 4th. Adam Barker has opened up a 1.7 second lead over Yuo. The top 4 a little spread out now. Sorensen trying to run him down. Mike Marshall now up into 5th in that Conliff Racing Ferrari. Kirk Marble closing in at 6th. Cody Kennedy in 7th. Dylan Steinbach in 8th, right on Kennedy's back bumper. And Yuho in 2nd has had a problem. Yuho coming through the S's, cutting it. Oh, he caught the bump! And it sent him way off track. See if we can get a different angle. Did he get the wall on that one? Just barely keeps it off the wall. Barker continuing to lead here. Hey, good morning, Andrew Lau. Gotta wonder why Andrew's not out here showing them how it's done. Sorensen in 3rd, Marshall in 4th, Kirk currently running in 5th. Yuho slipping back to 6th after that incident. Max Gunther has made his way up into 9th, now on the bumper of Cody Kennedy, trying to recover from his incident. Cuts it down to the inside, now is to get the run out. Looks like he is going to do it. Max now back to 8th. Well, Andrew, based on what we heard in pre-race, I don't think any of these drivers like it. Brian Hewitt back in 10th, one of the drivers we've seen hit a lot of off tracks here in the early going. Thankfully, they do not have an incident limit here at COTA, so they are safe. Actually, as of right now, the most off tracks goes to Dylan Steinbach in 7th. Dylan now staying right on Yuho's back bumper, trying to close that gap on Kirk Marble and Mike Marshall. Meanwhile, Adam Barker is checked out to a 4-second lead over Yannick Gunther. Sorensen now in 3rd, Mike Marshall in 4th, trying to hold off 5th place Kirk Marble. And as you saw coming through that turn between the Ferrari, the BMW, and the Lambo, multiple different grooves being run here as Yuho outbreaks Kirk into the turn. Now Kirk Marble's going to try and fight back to the inside, headed toward turn 1. To the top of the hill, into that tricky first turn. Yuho, whoa, holy cow! Kirk almost giving Mike Marshall a little kiss there. Marshall hold him off for the moment, but Yuho and Kirk hard row! Kirk Marble goes flying! Let's see if we can get a look at what just happened to Kirk. We talked about it earlier. Don't get the bumps. He jumps it. Hard on the brakes into the sand. Manages to keep it out of the wall. Brian Hewitt has had a problem. Brian Hewitt also coming through the S as the car just snaps loose. Barely keeping it out of the wall. Close calls all the way around, but fortunately everybody has been able to, with the big runoff areas, everybody has been able to keep it out of the wall. Adam Barker with his almost 5-second lead now. Going into race 2, he will have to, as they run now, will start in 7th. With the pace he is setting, though, can anybody get around him? Hey, good morning, Tina. Yannick Gunther still holding on to 2nd. Sorensen closing in 3rd. Mike Marshall still holds Yuho off in 4th. But now Max Gunther and Dylan Steinbach are in the fight. Kirk Marble back in 8th after that incident. Cody Kennedy in 9th. Brian Hewitt in 10th. Nicole in 11th. Ryan McDaniel back in 12th. Oh, Max, wait, oh, holy cow! What a move by Dylan Steinbach. 3 wide into that turn. That was a gutsy move. See if we can get another look at this attack. Dylan just gets such a better run out of the turn. Ends up 3 wide. Down to that sharp left-hander, Dylan tries to keep the nose in. Wow. Dylan still picking up a position out of that move. Max Gunther now in 5th, Dylan in 6th. Holy cow, Mike Marshall goes wide in 7th. Andrew, that was some great racing. Adam Barker continuing to extend his lead, now 5.8 seconds over Yannick. Sorensen in 3rd, Yuho in 4th. Great recovery for Yuho after his earlier incident. Same with Max Gunther, who had dropped all the way back into 10th after his incident. Dylan Steinbach in 6th. Mike Marshall still in 7th. Marshall going way wide. Kirk Marble in 8th. Cody Kennedy in 9th. Brian Hewitt in 10th. Ryan McDaniel has taken 11th from Nicole. Obviously, Adam Barker being the only driver to have practiced this week, it has paid off. However, it was stated Adam did not enjoy his practice here at all. From what the driver said today, it was just a grin and bear it, get it done kind of race. Yuho now battling with Max Gunther. Yuho still holding on to 4th. Max right in his slipstream. Dylan Steinbach not far behind. Steinbach has been on the attack since the early going here. Max staying right on the bumper of the Lambo through the S's. Oh! Great save by Max Gunther. That was a close call. He's the first driver we've seen hit one of those jumps or one of those bumps and keep the car going the right way. Did lose a little bit of ground on Yuho. Now has some work to do to gather it up. Meanwhile, Dylan Steinbach is closing the gap. Dylan currently running in 6th place, closing in on Max Gunther. Max, meanwhile, has lost even more ground to Yuho. And Adam Barker just out for a casual Sunday drive this morning. Adam's lead now almost 7 seconds over Yannick. Sorensen in third, right on Yannick's bumper. Yuo in fourth, but Max has started to close back in. We saw Max have a problem through the S's last time and save it. Looks like he is giving a little bit wider berth to those bumps. Max about 1.3 seconds back from Yuo. Didn't gain any more ground that time. Dylan Steinbach starting to lose some ground here as well. Mike Marshall back in seventh, though, has Kirk Marble closing in. Kirk about 5 seconds back. And Adam Barker continues to walk away from the field. White flag is in the air one more time around for Adam Barker. He just needs to have a lap with no more mistakes. Nicole Creasel back in 12th, closing the gap just a little bit on Ryan McDaniel. Brian Hewitt has some breathing room. Cody Kennedy up in 9th, Kirk Marble in 8th. Looks like the BMWs are struggling here this morning. Nick Sorensen still trying to close that gap on Yannick. And down the long straightaway, Adam Barker's lead now 7.8 seconds over Yannick. Sorensen, though, right there, closing in quickly. Does he have enough time, though, to close that gap and do something? Just a few more turns for Adam Barker. Adam heads through the short little chute there into the final turn. And Adam Barker will get it done. He pulls off the win at COTA. Yannick Gunther will come home in second. Nick Sorensen in third. Yuo coming home in fourth. Max Gunther in fifth. Dylan Steinbach comes home sixth. Mike Marshall, Kirk Marble, Cody Kennedy, and Brian Hewitt round out the top 10. And let's talk to our top three, starting with Nick Sorensen. Nick, quite a race this morning for a track you guys don't like. You put on one heck of a show.
Well, thank you, Doug. Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of work there, taking home a third place.
It looked like you might have had something for Yannick, just not enough time left.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. One more lap and you got him. Well, I should have been quicker the other laps.
Well, still a great run this morning. You come home in third, a great points day, especially with Giancarlo and Andrew not here.
Yep. Fortunate they couldn't make today, so I need to take advantage of it and make up as many points as I can.
Well, it seemed to pay off, man. Great job today.
Thanks, Doug.
Nick Sorensen coming home in third. Yannick Gunther comes home in second. Yannick, a great second place run, but man, did you have anything for Adam at any point?
Hey Doug, no, Adam just drove away. There's nothing I could have done. I asked him to please slow down so we can have some fun and fight, but he, for some reason, refused.
Well, how dare he? That's just so rude.
It is. He called me dangerous.
Oh, well, okay. It's definitely an interesting track for you guys, and I know a lot of the drivers not a fan of this one, but you still had quite the pace this morning.
Thank you, yeah. It's not my favorite track. It's hard to know where you are at the track and what corner comes next, but Juho in front in the beginning gave me a good idea of where I should drive.
Oh, that definitely helps, and great job. Now you're going to come from sixth place. Good luck. You're probably going to need it.
Thank you, Doug.
Yannick Gunther came home in second, but Adam Barker pulls off the win. Adam, you were the only driver to practice this week, and that was quite obvious.
Yeah, showed up a little bit there, didn't it? We're going through the first sector was really where I was making a lot of time up. Just trying to keep the lines in my head. It's a really awkward track in the GT3s because we've got a lot of power, but not quite as much downforce as we'd like, especially around here. So it's all about trying to get the car pointed where you want it, and it is awkward. It's a hard track to do. So.
Well, it definitely did not look hard for you, but now you have to come from seventh place, and despite the amazing pace you had, that's a lot of cars to come through at this track.
It is, yeah. We'll have to see what we can do at the start. Maybe we get a few at the start, and the Porsche isn't going to be the quickest down the straight, which is the main overtaking point with a big braking point at the end of it. So we'll have to see what we can do in the twisty bits. Might come down to a bit of pitting early or staying out trying to get some clean air, but just need to keep the car clean and keep it pointing the right way, and then hopefully we'll be up near the pointy end.
Cup coming through the S's was definitely interesting for pretty much everybody this morning, but it seemed like you might have given up a little bit of pace there to keep the car going the right way.
Yeah, it's just trying to keep the car alive for the 20 minutes. Just burning the tires up on the first lap wouldn't be a good idea. So just trying to keep it in the 206s. I knew if I was in the 206s, then I was going to be getting away from the rest of the guys. From qualifying and not pushing it too hard around, especially like the really long corners that just shred these tires.
And Yannick did ask that you slowed down in race number 1, but you said he was dangerous. Are you going to slow down in race 2?
No, I'm going to have to get past him really quick because he's a dangerous man in a GT3 car. He's a killer.
Well, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Dawson. Well, Kirk Marble not happy with the way that came out for him. It looked like the BMW was really struggling at this track this morning. The Porsche seems to have a bit of an advantage here, but with those long straightaways, things get interesting. The Porsche just does not have the long straight speed, so things could be interesting. As we see a couple of Porsches have to come from the back in this race. Just a few seconds left to go, then we go into the race number 2. The top 7 from race 1 will invert. Doing good, Dawson. How are you? Oh, getting word that the BMW has a bit of a push in the slower turns. Sounds like it needs a little more front downforce, and Kirk needs to use that right foot just a little more. It won't push in a slow turn if you make a slow turn a fast turn. More gas pedal. That's my suggestion anyway. The body shop's gonna have some work to do after that one. All right, here we go. Race number 2. Mike Marshall, Dylan Steinbach on the front row. Max Gunther and Yuho have the second row. Nick Sorensen, Yannick Gunther on the third row. Adam Barker and Kirk Marble on the fourth row. Cody Kennedy, Brian Hewitt round out your top 10. Ryan McDaniel in 11th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel rounds out the 12-car field here at COTA. Just waiting for the drivers to complete getting on the grid. Last minute adjustments and fuel loads. Oh! Kirk Marble does not take to the grid. Not sure what happened there. Hopefully we get an update from Kirk. Here they come through that final section, getting ready to turn onto the front straightaway. Dylan Steinbach and Mike Marshall will have control. Turn 1, everybody survived turn 1 in the first race. Turn 1 is known to collect a bunch of cars. It is a very tricky uphill left-hand sharp turn. Through the final turn, pace car is in. Mike Marshall has fired, they are away. And green flag is in the air. And already whoa! 3 and 4 wide into 1. They stack up. A bunch of cars around. Max Gunther goes to the lead. All right, let's see if we can see what happened in turn 1. Looking down from the blimp as they come up into 1. Mike Marshall gets on the brakes to make that turn. Max Gunther gets clear and stack up in just a bunch of bumping. Several cars get sideways and turn around. Cody Kennedy got the worst of that. He is way behind, a lot of ground to make up now. Max Gunther got the best of it. He is now 2.8 seconds ahead. Oh, Mike Marshall's around, right in front of the field. Quickly clears the track and gets it going again. But Marshall drops all the way back to 6th. Holy cow, this is... Race 1 start was very, very clean. Race 2 has been exciting. Mike coming down into the turn, just overshoots entry too hard on the brakes. The back end steps out. Everybody misses him by inches. Watching from in Mike Marshall's car. Back in, steps out. Look how close they are. Jared, I think you might be the only driver I have ever heard of that actually likes this track. Yuo now into second, but 3.4 seconds back. Sorensen in third, right on his bumper. Barker in fourth. Yannick in fifth. Mike Marshall currently in 6th, Hewitt 7th, Dylan Steinbach in 8th, Cody Kennedy in 9th, Ryan McDaniel in 10th. Ryan overshot that corner in a big way, but managed to make it work. Actually, Jared come to mention that. Word has it there is a very high probability that rain will be possible in all future NSS races. Have not confirmed that yet, but that was the discussion this morning. Nick Sorensen, Kirk Marble is coming off pit road. Sorensen just set the fastest lap. Steinbach shot way low into that corner in through turn 1 and took 7th away from Brian Hewitt. Now sets his sights on 6th place Mike Marshall. Max Gunther out doing his own thing at the moment. Adam Barker was dramatically faster than everybody in race 1, now into 4th place, closing in on Nick Sorensen. Now, Jared, there's a very real possibility we will have rain next week at Mugello. Max Gunther's lead is starting to shrink. Yuho closing in, now less than 3 seconds. Adam Barker, Yannick Gunther closing in. Kirk Marble has had a problem. There's Kurt coming into that tight. Oh, just slides it all the way through the corner. Keeps it out of the wall. Gets it rolling again very quickly. Max Gunther still out front, but they are coming quickly. Yuho in second, 2 1/4 seconds back. Sorensen on his bumper. Adam Barker less than a second behind. Yannick Gunther also lurking just behind. Mike Marshall now under attack from Dylan Steinbach. The Porsches have definitely seemed to have the advantage here this morning. That long straightaway definitely hurts the Porsche, as we heard Adam mention. But through the tight, twisty bits, that Porsche is definitely the car to beat. Max Gunther's lead continuing to shrink. Yuho closing in. Dylan staying right in the slipstream of Mike Marshall, trying to find somewhere to make the move. He has run him down from a couple seconds back. Have yet to see somebody try and make a move in the S's this morning. As we saw in race number 1, those little yellow bumps are brutal at the apex. Hey, good morning, cowboy. Yuho continuing to close the gap on the leader. Sorensen third, Barker fourth, Yannick in fifth. Dylan Steinbach trying to find a way by. He is now starting to attack on Mike Marshall. Kirk Marble right behind him. Kirk not on the lead lap. He did not take to the grid. A couple laps down now, just watching the battle ahead. Ryan McDaniel lost some ground early, now back behind Nicole Kriesel. Nicole currently running in 10th. Cody Kennedy got caught up in that turn 1 incident, now back in 9th, trying to close the gap on Brian Hewitt in 8th. You about 1 1/4 seconds behind the leader at the moment. Sorensen lost a little bit of ground to Yuho. There was talk this morning of wondering if that Lambo driven by Yuho would have the advantage this morning. It didn't in race 1. Will it here in race 2? I have no idea why Dylan is weaving. Kinda hurt himself there. He needed to stay in the slipstream of Mike Marshall. Kirk Marble right behind. Isn't a battle for position. Very odd thing to see going on out there. Top 4 starting to tighten back up. You heard Adam mention the fact that he had to be careful with the tires. Will we see tire changes here in race 2? Is this one of the few tracks that they will need 4 fresh tires this morning? Max Gunther now has Yuho on the bumper. Sorensen is there. Barker is there. Yuho has the advantage on the long straightaway. Looks inside. Oh, look at this. Sorensen looked outside. Couldn't make it happen. Barker almost got an opportunity there when Sorensen looked to the outside. Oh, the leader, Max Gunther, went way wide. Yuho staying on track, carrying the momentum at the moment. Into the final turn, Yuho looks to the inside. Still nothing there. Up to turn 1. Max goes a little bit wide. Sorensen does as well. Nicole Kriesel has had a problem back behind. Nicole coming to the end of that long straightaway. Oh, just misses her braking point. Manages to keep it out of the sand and out of the wall, gets it rolling, but sets her back quite a bit. Top four still nose to tail. It is allowing Yannick Gunther in fifth to close in. He is less than 2 seconds behind this battle. And with all three cars, with the top three being different cars, Porsche, Lambo, and Ferrari, you see the difference in the way they're attacking the corners. Especially coming down through the S's where there'll be a moment ago, a huge difference in the way all three of them attack. Dylan Steinbach had gotten past Mike Marshall for a moment. Cody Kennedy has had a problem. Cody in the BMW. Oh, not the first time we have seen that this morning. More than one driver has gone off there. Dylan Steinbach and Mike Marshall had a battle a moment ago. Let's see what happened there. Dylan and Mike battling for 6th place. Dylan gets the run down to the inside, but overshoots the turn. Mike Marshall brakes early and gets back around. Dylan looking to attack yet again down the straightaway. Looking to the inside and side by side out of the turn. Mike Marshall still fighting back as the inside, but Dylan Steinbach gets the position. And Yuho has gone to the lead. Max Gunther now in second, Barker in third, Sorensen back to fourth. Yannick Gunther has caught him. He sits back in fifth with a little bit of wine out of one. Yuho trying to put some breathing room between him and Max. Adam Barker still charging. Sorensen in fourth. Yannick in fifth. Yuho has the advantage on the long straightaway over the two Porsches. The Ferrari also faster on the straightaway than those Porsches. But through the twisty bits, the Porsche just seems to be unbeatable. They're all within range to make their pit stop here. Nobody is going to pit road yet. Hey, good morning, Mark Dantuma. Good morning, Britt. And good morning, Russell. Cody Kennedy has had a problem back behind. He was battling with Brian Hewitt for 8th. Oh, Cody shoots the gap, gets underneath. Back on the power, no problem there. Couple of turns later, in that same turn we have seen so many drivers slip off. Brian Hewitt slips back by, claims the spot. Yuo still out front, Max in second, Barker in third, and Sorensen in fourth, all still nose to tail. Yannick Gunther in fifth, still lurking, less than a second behind. Top 5 separated by about 2.5 seconds. Max Gunther is on pit road. The first driver all in for his pit stop. Will he stop for tires is the question. He is. 4 tires and fuel for Gunther. Nicole Creasel pulling off in the S's lets the leaders by. Max Gunther coming out of pit road. Looks like he will come out around 6th place. Still 4 drivers out front under a blanket at the moment. Ryan McDaniel not far ahead. Cody Kennedy just reclaimed 8th from Brian Hewitt. McDaniel goes wide, lets the leaders by. Yuo seems to be carrying more speed through those faster, higher speed turns. Here we go. Sorensen coming in. Yuho going wide through the high-speed turns, carrying a little more momentum. Adam Barker in the Porsche seems to be able to cut inside easier. Will Sorensen be taking tires? Yes, indeed. We may see everybody getting fresh tires. Dylan Steinbach also on pit road now. Yuho still in control of the race. Still has Adam Barker and Yannick Gunther on his bumper. What a shakeup we are going to have in the points after today. The top two not here. Sorensen, Barker, and Yuho all very close in points. Things are going to get interesting going to Mugello next week. Sorensen back out off pit road in fourth. Max out of his pit stop, currently in fifth. The top three still have not been in. Dylan Steinbach came off pit road in ninth, already on the bumper of Brian Hewitt in eighth. Dylan looking to the inside as they come to the end of the long straightaway. Who's going to outbrake who? Dylan Steinbach takes the position. Adam Barker in second, right behind Yuho. Yannick still with them. Sorensen and Max Gunther both have completed their stops. Also, both drivers on fresh tires and have clean air at the moment. Mike Marshall in sixth, Cody Kennedy in seventh, Dylan Steinbach in eighth. He has turned on the afterburner since getting that fresh set of tires. Has already moved back up into eighth place and is running down Cody Kennedy. And running him down quickly. Closed a 1 second gap. Down to less than half a second through the S's. Dylan's going to shoot to the inside on Cody, and he is going to take seventh. Yuho on pit road. Oh no, Yuho misses. Yannick Gunther misses. Adam Barker to the lead. And that may have been exactly what they needed. Adam Barker had been trying to fight his way through all morning long as he hits his pit entry perfectly. That incident with Yuho and Yannick may have just handed him the lead. Take a look at this pit road entry again. Yuho drops down to the inside. Tries to carry too much momentum and overshoots. And unfortunately, right behind, Yannick Gunther just follows. Adam Barker, Brian Hewitt, the last two to come to pit road. Mike Marshall completing his pit stop. Cody Kennedy is on pit road. Kirk Marble obviously has a bunch of speed. He is actually closing in on Nicole Kriesel. Adam choosing to stay out once again. Last time by with the clean air was one of the fastest laps Adam has had here in race 2. He's trying to utilize that clean air before he goes to pit road. Give himself some breathing room. Nick Sorensen now has second place. Max Gunther in third. Yuho in fourth. Yannick in fifth. The top 5 much more spread out now. Nicole Kriesel now on pit road. Brian Hewitt also coming in. Does Adam come in this time? Does he stretch it even further? He's obviously loving the clean air out front. Kirk Marble has had a problem back behind. Adam is coming to pit road and nails pit road entry. We'll take a look at Kirk's incident here in just a moment, but let's see, does Adam take tires? Adam is up 4 tires and fuel. Kirk Marble and Cody Kennedy have both had problems. There's Kirk Marble coming into that sharp left-hander. Just completely misses his braking point. Almost comes to a complete stop. Cody Kennedy coming through the S's. Oh, just snaps loose on him. BMW's not cooperating this morning. Nick Sorensen now in second place. Adam Barker is off pit road. Sorensen 1.3 seconds behind. Max Gunther now in third, Yuho in fourth, and Yannick Gunther in fifth. Dylan Steinbach has moved up into sixth now. Mike Marshall in seventh, Cody Kennedy in eighth, Brian Hewitt in ninth, Ryan McDaniel in 10th. Kirk Marble has had another problem. Kirk coming off pit road, looks like. And on the power out of one. Just spins it, but quickly recovers. Nick Sorensen in second is closing in on Adam Barker little by little. Max Gunther in third, Yuho in fourth, Yannick in fifth, maybe too far back. Max sitting in third as Yuho and Yannick closing in at the moment. Max Gunther currently sitting in third, Yuho in fourth, Yannick in fifth. Sorensen goes around. Quickly recovers it. But all the ground he was making up on Barker just went away. Sorensen coming in, just cuts the corner, sends it off, and how many drivers have we seen just lose the back end right there? Quickly recovers and gets going again, but man, a heartbreak. And Adam Barker has just set the fastest lap of the race. His lead now 7.3 seconds and growing. Meanwhile, Max Gunther, after Nick Sorensen's incident, has closed the gap, now 1 second apart. Yuho and Yannick also closing in. Dylan Steinbach in 6th has had a massive charge here late in the race, but sits 38 seconds back from Yannick. Mike Marshall currently rolls in 7th, Cody Kennedy 8th, Brian Hewitt 9th, Ryan McDaniel in 10th, Nicole Creasel in 11th, Kirk Marble in 12th. What in the world? I'm guessing Kirk Marble had moved over to let Mike by. Adam's lap times are continuing to be the fastest on track. Hey, Cowboy! He is reeling in ninth place Brian Hewitt at the moment. Brian Hewitt moves over, lets the leader get by. Barker's lead over Sorensen now 7.5 seconds. Max right there with him in third. Yuho in fourth. Yannick in fifth. The gap between third and fourth has started to stabilize around 3.7 seconds. Nicole Creasel pulls off track, lets the leader by as well. Man, Cowboy, you've had a lot of problems lately. That's a shock. Sorensen is still pushing. He's got Max on the bumper. Trying to close that 7.5 second gap. Max still lurking in third. Yuho and oh, Nicole is around. Looked like Nicole was trying to move out of the way of the leaders. Yuho and Yannick did lose some ground to that lead pack a moment ago. They're now 5.6 seconds back. Adam Barker continues to lead him around and continues to extend that lead with just a couple of laps left to go. Sorensen and Gunther unlikely to close the gap. Yuho and Yannick still battling back behind. Dylan Steinbach had quite a late race charge, making his way back up into 6th. Mike Marshall in 7th, Cody Kennedy 8th, Brian Hewitt 9th, Ryan McDaniel currently in 10th. Nicole currently runs in 11th with Kirk Marble in 12th. Smaller field this morning just due to the fact that the drivers don't like COTA. Don't forget at 1:30 Eastern we will have Home Motorsports GT4 Series. And at 7:30 Eastern tonight, we will have BRR Playoffs continue, the first elimination race of the playoffs at Michigan tonight. Sorensen and Gunther still battling for 2nd. Yuho and Yannick still battling for 4th. Adam Barker just out for a Sunday cruise. It's all he has done all morning long. Holding his lead at about 7.5 seconds over Sorensen. Sorensen managing to keep some breathing room between him and Max. Yuho and Yannick catching up to Brian Hewitt. Brian moves over. Interesting that Max Gunther right behind Nick Sorensen, Yannick Gunther right behind Yuho. Neither Porsche really making any big moves here late in the race. But of course the Ferrari and the Lambo having the advantage here this morning on the long straightaway. The Porsches have the advantage in the twisty bits. Adam Barker's lead now extended to 8 seconds. White flag is in the air one more time around for Adam Barker. Looking like Adam will pull off the sweep here this morning. A little bit of luck on pit road, staying out, stretching the tires. Gave him a big gap coming off pit road. Sorensen tried to close it, just couldn't make up the ground. Nick Sorensen in second, Max Gunther in third, Yuho in fourth, Yannick in fifth. And what a charge by Dylan Steinbach back in 6th. Every one of these drivers this morning has pushed the absolute limit on the track limits. Ryan I have no idea what just happened there. Ryan was following the leader. Fortunately, Adam braked early. Ryan just appeared to miss his braking point completely. Close call on the last lap for the leader. That could have turned this race upside down, but it doesn't. Through the penultimate corner, Adam Barker heads to the final turn. Checkers are in the air. Adam Barker will sweep the morning at Circuit of the Americas. Nick Sorensen holds off Max Gunther to come home in 2nd. Gunther in 3rd. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Max Gunther. Max, that last few laps, you're on Sorensen's bumper, but never attacked.
Yeah, it's quite hard to overtake here, and I was just slow.
That is an unusual statement from you.
Yeah, I don't like the track, but I think no one does, so that's not really an excuse.
I don't.
Yeah, I was just.
I think you're right. Nobody likes this track.
Yeah, no. The off tracks are terrible. I have 73 incident points.
Yes, I was just looking at that. Yeah, you had that many, but I think your brother has you beat.
Really?
Yes.
How much does he have?
I'm showing 78.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So you won that competition today, man.
Perfect.
Great job today, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
It's over and on to a better track.
Thank you, Doug. Thanks.
Max Gunther comes home in 3rd. Nick Sorensen finishing in 2nd. Nick, it looked like you had something for Adam until it just went wrong.
Yeah, we had a spin there after I went in the pits. You know, just lost it. It would have been a close battle. Good job, Adam, though.
It was a close battle, but with Giancarlo and Andrew Lau not here today, even factoring drop races, next week is going to be interesting in the points.
Yeah, it will be. There's going to be 3 or 4 of us up there real close. So we'll have a new track next week. Magello never ran there before, so we're going to have to do some practice and see what we can do.
Well, man, great job today, and good luck going into next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Doug.
And finally, our winner, Adam Barker. Adam, you swept the morning, but it was very, 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 very close on that last lap.
Yeah, it was a really good race. It was quite hard to get past everyone, like I thought at the start of the race. So I just tried to manage the tires, try and get into a decent spot and dive anyone where I could. And then I thought Nick might have us at the in the pit stops because he got in a lot earlier, and I just wasn't prepared to pit, so I had to spend another 2 laps following Yuho to sort my pit stop out, and yeah, Ryan at the end keeps it nice and lively at the end there, trying to take me out nearly at the end, but we were joking how much he gets paid for taking me out and then misses his breaking point.
Well, Well, he did miss it dramatically. Fortunately, you were watching for that one. It was obvious you braked a little bit early to let him get by.
Yeah, I was driving in my mirrors a little bit because I knew he was really close and he'd have that overspeed with the draft, and I saw him miss his braking spot, so just let him sail through and go back for the over under.
Well, I have to admit, all of us watch our mirrors closely when Ryan's behind us. So great job, great win, and next week Mugello is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, Mugello is going to be very interesting. Still a lot to play for. I think I might have just taken third spot, but only by a few points. So it's going to be interesting down to the wire for at least a few spots still.
Well, great job today. Congratulations. You sweep the morning at the track nobody likes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Adam Barker gets the win, folks. Don't go far. We will be back at 1:30 Eastern as Home Motorsports GT4 is on track. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you shortly. Have a great day.